Well, hello there, everybody, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my review of Love After Lockup, Season 7, Episode 15, Kick. A sweet old auntie. Thank you, subscribers, and my nieces and nephews, and all of y'all who have been here through the long haul. Shall we get into it? Oh, yes, we shall. It's time for Auntie Televised. Sweet old. It's time for Auntie Televised. Oh, yeah. It's time for Auntie Televised. Sweet old Auntie Televised. Thank you all so much for being here. Hello there, D. McFarlane, Q Suites 1440, Creative Candace. Thank you all so much for coming in early. I appreciate y'all. Okay, actually, it's in PC. Let me make my tea, but get that tea together fast. Hello there, Funeral Girl. Hey, Dom, down, hi, boo boo. Hey, Money Mantra Cha. Okay, girl, what's the tea? Hey. Okay, y'all. Shout out to everybody coming in to the room. Y'all, this episode, it was okay, and then it won't okay. As per usual, I will be giving you a poll to see what you rated this episode. I will not be giving mine until the end of my review, but I'm going to be polling you all really quickly to see what you thought of this episode of Love After Lockup. Now, we're going to get into it as we get into it. Yeah, we are. Yep, we are. We're going to read a couple of folks. Hey, Sugar 48. Hey, Yolanda Gibson. We just going to go ahead on to read a couple of folks. I mean, it's as simple as that, right, y'all? Ain't that why we gathered together? Hey, Zell. Okay, so let me bring up the first couple. Lord Jesus, who should be first? Goddess, Damon, and Bonita. So on this episode, Damon finally brings his butt to Bonita's house. And Bonita has already scoped Damon out. She said her stomach is jumping with a suspicion, and that she feels like she is on a roller coaster. And of course, I believe that they all playing the game and the trick for us. But anyway, I digress. And so she can't wait for Damon to get to her house because, as we all know, in the episode from last week, she was, you know, confronting his mother, telling her girlfriend about her suspicions, and the car was snatched from her. Then on this episode, Bonita sees Damon with braids in his hair. She had talked about what he left her home wearing, and she was like, he up to no good. There's something going on with this. And she was freaking out. We saw her downtown in the Uber. Said, I can do anything else. I could be doing anything else. Okay, so she is losing it over Damon. One of the things that I noticed that she said in this episode is he playing games a line and he does not have to. Now, y'all remember in last week's review, I indicated and showed it was a spill of tea. It was a life after lockup or love after lockup tea video that I did where I exposed why Bonita would say something like that. So if you have not already seen that video, go back in my repertoire and pull that video up. I did it last week, and it will explain exactly why she said what she said out of her mouth this episode. So anyway, Bonita is hot. Damon comes through the door. He got a shoebox with him and a bag. She is already peep game that he had on a little new outfit and stuff, right? So she, she just fit to be tied of his tail. And so he comes in there and everything, and she's like, go to the bathroom. And he like, what? Go to the bathroom. Now, you can see, maybe it's just me, but you can see a smidget of fear, like real fear coming from Damon. When Bonita talks, he listens. And he be trying to cover up and lie. But she's quicker than him. Now, he has admitted that Bonita is smart. Bonita has her wits about her, right? She's street smart, right? And she is mad because she's saying her baby daddy, her best friend, all those things in between is playing games with her. She said, she held it down for this man for 3 years, but she really didn't. She was selling this shit and getting them bootleg stuff, okay? Like anybody who has designer is not going to know when you done got something bootleg or something that's fake. Anyway, so she tells Damon to go into the bathroom. And so when he goes into the bathroom, we can hear her through the door, checking him, right? And she's like, pull your pants down. She smells it. She's like, why smell clean? But why would he come to my house with a dirty D anyway? I didn't understand that. She talking about everybody got a scent. Everybody got a scent. Even if you wash it, the scent gonna come through the soap. I said, Bonita, if you wasn't so funny, I would think you was stupid. But anyway, I digress. So she's saying that he smells like he didn't wash himself. Damon said he did wash himself, right? He wanted to make sure he got all the other women off of him. So then she says that kids. I can't say it on here because YouTube is probably strike the video, but y'all know what she said. Please don't put it downtown in the comment section or I'm going to have to delete it. Matter of fact, let me put my glasses on to make sure that the comments are safe. Okay? Because I don't see Ray Della out here. Okay. Make sure y'all don't put it down in the comment section. We know what she did. So she's saying they dropped, they used. She said that thing is used. He didn't already did something. So she is upset with him. He comes to sit beside her on the sofa. And she said, no, you go ahead sit on the other side. I don't even want you to sit beside me, right? Hey, Beverly. So he basically is a little scared. And she said, when you get your hair done? He lies and says that he was at his mother's house and one of his mother's homegirls did his hair for him. And I'm like, okay, that don't even sound right. He said the lady came down to the house and did his hair. And I'm like, oh, okay, Damon. So all of the things that he's telling her, you can tell that they lies, right? He's not a good liar. And so I'm like, you just don't have the skill set, right? Because lying and getting away with it and making it believable is a skill set that he absolutely does not have. So Bonita says that, she made him a cake. She goes in there, she shows him the cake that she had destroyed. And he, kind of giggles and laughs at it in a little bit, but in another way, she just really embarrassing him. She gives him back the ring and tells Damon that the ring that she had is fake. And I'm just like, okay, so this is just enough. She says she wanted to crash out on him. She's going off. Bonita seems like she is one of them type of girls that will go off on you very quickly, not think about it or the consequences. I'm surprised she don't have a police record. But anyway, I digress. And so, she's just flicking out and he's trying to lie and backpedal and all of that kind of stuff. And she's like, the reason why she said, you keep talking and saying different things, right? So she shows him, she asks him where he stayed at and all that kind of stuff. And, he basically was like, I stayed at my mama's house. She pulled up the text messages. So every time he's sitting up there telling a lie, he need to call his mother, right, to make sure that Bonita has not already got any information from her. He's just stupid, right? He's not clearly thinking this thing through. And I'm like, come on now, we want you to win. But at the same time, he's not going to win because Bonita is a step ahead of him. She believes that he think he is a step ahead, but at this point, she is a step ahead of him. If y'all saw the previews for next week, child, it looked like they is sitting at the table, her and Goddess and him, and she is just dashing water in his face. And I'm like, right then and there, I was like, if that's next week, I'm going to have to try to make every sacrifice I can for us to be together on Friday. Even if I have to relegate it just to the membership, we have got to sit and watch that at the same daggone time. So I'm going to try to see how I can watch that with y'all without, you know what I'm saying, having no issues. Jesus. Jesus. Other than that, wasn't nothing else to their story that we were already used to. So the next couple I want to talk about is Rich and Felicia. So Felicia is, this is the aftermath of Rich being at her family's house and not wanting to disclose the fact that he's married or divorced. And so he's run off and all of that. And then, the family is like, he kirking out. He done met my whole family. Woo, doo, woo, doo, woo, doo, woo. I don't know why this family think that they all the way up here and Rich is all the way down here. I don't know what is making them think this, but we're going to get into it as we get into it. So the next thing you know, we see Felicia having some drinks and everything, meeting up with her girls. She looks cute. She got a little dress on. And they're sitting down, they're having their conversation, and they want to talk about Rich. So Felicia is basically, her and her aunties are trying to find out whether or not this man is indeed divorced. Excuse me, y'all, because he disclosed it, but he's saying that he's a private person who's on a public show. Okay, riddle me that. He's a very private person. He's on a public show, and he told them go look it up themselves. So while Felicia and her girls are together having drinks, Auntie is at home on the laptop pulling up Rich. So they indicated back with the girls, right, that this is just not the kind of person, if he is, because she had told him that he can go back to Houston. And so her and her girlfriends are sitting together and they're talking about him like a dog because he's not marching to the beat. He is a sorry to me. I absolutely don't think he's a good guy at all. I think that he is one of those guys that wants something from nothing. He is probably not making that much money. I don't think, just from the look of the shirt that he has on that he chose to take a picture with. I don't think that this guy makes a whole lot of money, and I think that half of his life is fake. So anyway, while the honest looking, she pulls up his mugshot. Now, Starcasm had already done a review of he did an article on his his charges. So the aunt pulls it up and everything. She's texting them while they down there. They just talking and kicking the bubble. They weren't saying anything that we hadn't already heard before. So the cousin gets it, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And so she's like, "No, no, no." So Felicia's like, "Whatever." She said, "No, you don't understand." So they bring up the mug shot of Rich. They bring up Rich mugshot. They know what Rich is charged with. So now they're sitting there saying that if they knew that Rich was selling drugs or anything like that, they would have never brought him around the family. But isn't this a crime family? Didn't, excuse me for a moment. If you knew, I'm getting ready to rant. Now, Felicia, the one that's downtown in the picture, was in foster homes. Wasn't taken care of by her aunt because her aunt had her own thing. Both Felicia mama and daddy were incarcerated. This appears to be a family full of crime. From the rooter to the tutor. She was incarcerated at 17 years old. When we had met the aunt said that she wished she had did the right thing by Felicia. But this same family is saying we wouldn't have brought Rich around the family. You can't make it. I was sitting there with my mouth on the ground. This is a no-no for a family. So what crime is acceptable for the family? That's why the little black girl was sitting at the table like she was sipping her drink. Y'all want to bring Rich down and talk about how Rich couldn't be around the family. He's so unacceptable. Well, your whole freaking family, including your auntie, your favorite auntie, is a criminal. No, she did not, D. The little black girl sat at the table, drunk her drink, and minded her business. Giselle, it was not white collar crime. And they still criminals. I went and I pulled this up on Reddit. Somebody said, I feel like Felicia enjoys getting her to the show. She cares about defending her. Right? They talking about Felicia and the aunt. They said her parents were criminals and addicts. She was in foster care, group homes, juvie, then prison. The fake dreadlock Sicilian aunt is overcompensating for how she failed her as a child by playing this overprotective role. Now, this is coming from ABRC and NC on Reddit. She said the fake dreadhead locked Sicilian aunt is overcompensating for how she felt her as a child by playing this overprotective role. They talked about the aunt's house being the same as when they were kids, so the auntie had the space to take her, but she didn't. So she and the cousin are acting this way to try and soothe their own guilt. She said her family didn't come and visit her while she was in prison. Why? Because they couldn't go to the jail and visit her because they had warrants and criminal records. But they sitting up there. Now, trust me, Rich is wrong. Rich is just not a good guy, in my humble opinion. He cheap. He ain't got nothing. He ain't gonna spend nothing. He want the draws with no cash, right? He want romance without finance. She's looking for somebody to take care of her. She said something about she was working at the family liquor business or whatever she was saying. But this person on Reddit and some of y'all down here in the comment section is saying her family couldn't even come and see her in jail. Her own mama and daddy. And when they came to the table, they didn't have an inheritance for her. They had a cell phone. Her. But y'all making a big deal because Rich has a criminal past? Then he should be your homeboy. But no, instead, they called Rich on the phone. Rich answered the phone, sound like he was in bed to me, but okay. They like, okay, so hey, do you got a police record? Was you ever arrested? He said, yeah. They said, for what? He said, over some BS. So now they think they got a gotcha moment. What Rich could have said is, yeah, I got a criminal past. Maybe me, you, your mom, and your dad, and all of and your auntie and them. Maybe we all can sit around and talk horror stories while being incarcerated. How about we just sit around and have a come back here, my lord, type of conversation, right, downtown to the now, and talk about all of our troubles. Why don't we sit there and compare jail war stories? Me, you, your mama, and your daddy and your auntie and them. And your other cousins who may have a record as well. Why don't we just do that? We got a lot in common. I'm sorry, who? What we talking about? I'm sorry, what are we talking about now? Because we can have a conversation about criminal records. They trying to blast him. You blasting him on the wrong thing. Blast him on something else, but not a criminal record. That's the last thing. Her and her people gonna get in the car and go over to Rich house because Rich got an explanation. Then let's see what your dad's and your mom's was. Touche. Touche. In this article on this Reddit, she said her family didn't come and visit her while she was in prison. Not sure if they included auntie and cousin, but her family kind of sucks when it comes to showing up in real ways for her. Hence this overprotective act. Just my armchair philosophy. Like, hello guys, she needed you more as a child. She did 9 years in prison. She doesn't need a bodyguard to chase off these thirsty weirdos. She was running scams on guys in prison, so I don't necessarily buy the innocent act either. Just my humble opinion. Somebody said right. And where did her parents disappear off to? Haven't seen them in the last couple of episodes, but they were all trying to act like they were so close and cared so much about her. Okay. Somebody else said, Will said, I agree. Like, wait, you had room for her as a kid but didn't help. And Felicia isn't innocent by any of the stuff with Rich, but Rich is dating 10 years younger and someone who developed mentally inside a prison cell in foster homes. So he kind of gets a pass in a sense, but she needs to just end it. It seems like she's trying to find reasons to not feel guilty. Yeah, because the aunt was the one that sat up there and was looking up all the information. All we needed you to do was find an arrest record. We didn't, to find out whether or not the mofo was divorced or not. That's what we need. But instead, you tell me, oh no, he not. Y'all should have been familiar. Y'all should have been like, well, what's up? Pop, pop, pop. You know what I'm saying? Should have been dapping him up. Because he could relate to her struggle. And her mama and her daddy. Yeah, I'm talking about her mama and her daddy. And her whole freaking family that we've been introduced to. Every one of them we've been introduced to got a rocker. Okay, next, Felicia. So Felicia and her girl gonna go over there and say something to him about it. One thing for sure, she was like, well, can I come down there and talk to you? Why you gotta have a crew with you? Grow the fuck up. That's your man. You don't have to have your auntie and your cousins and them go down there and approach that daggone man on his job. You acting like a little 17-year-old girl in your mind. A grown woman gonna get up in her ride and ride down there and have a conversation with her man one-on-one. She ain't gotta take a whole bunch of women or no cousins or nothing like that with her, unless she thinks she gonna get her ass whooped. What you need a whole crew for? Grow up. You want to be treated like a woman. You want somebody to get up off that paper like a woman. How about you stand up like a woman? Now, I don't blame her for not being with him in the bed. I think that she don't need to do that. But you sitting up here got all of these different guys that's paying for you and sending you money, and you got managers and all of this. So, Booker, you still got a crime mind. So whatever Rich did in his past, stand down. Because you still, in my opinion, got a criminal mindset where you gagging these guys to the point where you said that you have a manager. You couldn't manage it because you juggling so many of them. Then you don't need to get nothing from Rich. Or is this just how y'all go in your family? Is this what y'all just used to? I'm just asking for a friend. I ain't making no accusations or nothing. I'm just sitting out here and saying what I got to say, and I'm speaking my speech and talking and y'all do the same thing downtown in the chat. Like the pot calling the kettle black. But y'all sitting up there, instead of the pot calling the kettle black, the pot got a whole black pot business. Girl, get out of here. Get out of here. The next person I want to talk about is Dumb Kirsten. I ain't gonna say that this man don't have an addiction. I ain't gonna say that he didn't come out of prison already, maybe possibly addicted to something, coming down off of something. Right? I ain't gonna say that. But if he go back to jail, one of the contributing factors is Kristen's mouth, in my opinion. This woman is like getting up every morning with one drop of water dropping on your ceiling. And the drop is dropping slowly every 30 seconds. Do you know and can you imagine how motherfucking miserable that has got to be to have that daggone dropping down off your ceiling all day, every 30 minutes. First of all, the girl got the man around her kids. She decided that she was going to buy, get a hotel. Wait a minute. First of all, when she sat down with her mother before she even went to pick him up, she told the mother that she basically didn't have a pot to in the window to throw out of. She had already told her mother that she really did not have a whole lot of money. Now, let's not forget where we came from, okay? Let's take a little visit back down memory lane. She already told her mother she didn't have a lot of money. Matter of fact, when her car got fixed, her baby daddy did that for her, okay? And rented her to rent a car that she driving around in. She stupid enough to go and get a hotel, drive out to the jail, stay with him for what, 4 or 5 hours, get up, drive again another 9 hours, drop him off at the halfway house, and come back and stay in a hotel down there. So you just spending money that you don't can have. And y'all know when you looking at that bank account and them numbers is getting close to zero, you stressed the fuck. You trying to find out how you can cook something in the house knowing God well that you want to DoorDash. So now you at the grocery store, got the ass because you got to go in there and make you a couple of sandwiches, some rice dishes so it could blow up in your stomach when you drink something. Y'all know how it is when you're down to your last dime and you got to try to make ends meet, but you know daggone well you want to push that application on your phone and DoorDash you a couple of sandwich up in that joint. You be stressed out, waiting for that next paycheck so you can at least hit somebody up on DoorDash, whether it be a Chick-fil-A meal or shoot, Chick-fil-A like eating that Red Lobster. This mother, I don't know how it is down there, honey, but by the time you check out on DoorDash for Chick-fil-A, honey, you done spent you a good $37.50. And then they be like, yeah, you know what? We ain't going to charge you no delivery fee. But then they going to sit up there and suggest how much you tip the person. How about I don't want to tip the mother for nothing? Yeah, I mean, come on now, God dang it. You ain't saving me no money but by waiving the daggone delivery fee. Shoot, now you going to sit up here and say, well, since we waived the delivery fee, you go ahead on and tip them $5.50. They going to choose it for you. No, I'm going to slide this back. He getting $3. It's right down the street. I could have walked to it. I'm just lazy and door dashing because I don't feel like doing it. But you ain't going to sit up there and tell me how much I'm going to tip them because you waiving the fee. You're still adding all them other stuff on there. And then guess what? You're taxing the DoorDash, okay? Because if I had pickup, I'd have saved $2 off of each item. But because I said delivered, you done already put $2 extra on there. But you think you getting over on me. I done went on a whole different tangent. Excuse me, y'all. If you new here, I don't usually act like this. I always act like this. Cause that's real life when you sitting up here talking about, you know what I'm saying, Kirsten going down there and she's spinning, acting like she big baller down the street and she ain't got no money. And then she got these two little kids with her look like she at Hampton Inns. Ain't nothing wrong with a Hampton Inn if you need a roof over your head, but that's what it look like. Ain't nothing wrong with the hotel. I'm just saying. Okay? I'm sorry, Miss Judah. Miss Judah said she's on the floor. Shh. I could talk about DoorDash all night long. trying to get your coins and then gonna try to tell you how much to tip somebody. They be lucky if I let them drive up in my driveway. I hate when they come to my house and they drop my, just because it's one car. And you don't know how many people live up in here. And when they come home, I could have one of them ignorant husbands. And you sit in your DoorDash little car up in my daggone driveway. Suppose my man come home and you sitting up there taking up the space on the daggone driveway and he blocked that ass in and you can't get your little DoorDash car up out of there, and now you scared and you trying to drive all up on my grass trying to get away. Don't park in my driveway. Park down in the front of the house. There's plenty of parking right there on the street. Park right there on the street. Don't come people pulling up in my daggone driveway with that big red chicken sitting on the side of your white little car. If you don't get the out my drive up, y'all. As I was saying, Kirsten has spent all of this money. She made a lot of assumptions. She is living like she's a big baller. She is staying with her mama. She don't have hardly anything. She just trying to compete and trying to make the girl, the baby mama, feel some kind of way. Well, the baby mama done hit her with a left hook, okay, because she was like, my baby got something going on with her lymph nodes and we ain't coming. Now, she'd have made a big assumption. She said that the girl said she was going to babysit, so she'd have made reservations for her and Brady to go and eat. Brady is lucky he getting any type of food that ain't being served to him on a silver tray underneath a door or through a slot in the door. So this ain't got to eat nowhere that's special. Okay, we can go to Jack in the Box and he better be jumping up and down like Jack in the Box and hoping he get a toy out that when we leave up out of there. You understand what I'm saying? He don't need to go sitting eating ritzy or nothing. But you didn't set up there and see, I made reservations for her and her kids to say, so all she got to do is worry about gas. Now you're sitting up there talking about you got to hurry up back down to the hotel to cancel the reservation. Don't you got a cell phone? Don't you got an app on your phone? Didn't you do it on your phone? Just hit the thing and hit cancel on them. And if it ain't in 24 hours, 24 before 24 hours, they gonna charge you for the daggone hotel anyway. Because you didn't cancel in the right amount of time. Now you're down there busted and disgusted. Your kids can't hang in the pool. They can't play in the room. They can't even be kids down there. Because if between you and Brady, y'all got to come on because Brady can only be down here for 3 hours. I'd have been like, damn, Mom. Put all this business on the street, would you? I mean, got all the daggone business out there on the daggone street about when he can do something. Can he backstroke? I mean, what can he do out this that you ain't gonna sit there and tell your kids about? When he's sitting up here talking about he gonna discipline some of my kids and he ain't got a relationship with his own daggone daughters. I gotta calm down. Y'all got me out here acting up. So now Kirsten is mad. So she tell all the kids, pack y'all up. They like, okay, we want to swim. We want to swim. Oh, dang, Mom. Oh, darn it, Mom. Oh, my God. I got, Mom, you said we was going to be able to swim. Well, y'all can't swim. Swim, Mom. We want to swim. Oh, darn it. Oh, God. It's just all sounded so boring. We can't do anything. And we want to swim. So she making all the kids leave the swimming pool. The kid, and they got to go up in a room now and be locked up in the area where they can't play because she, instead of getting a room, you know what? Instead of getting a room bigger than 2 double beds, you got the kids laying between you and your man. They on one bed, they got to be sleep, on sleep, and then you want to be fussing with him. So she now got to, cancel all these reservations because she made reservations at the IHOP for the two of them to eat. So she got to cancel the IHOP reservations. She got to cancel the hotel room. She got to do this. And now she mad at Brady. So she tells Brady, basically the kids is in the back of the car, right? Because they in grown folks conversations instead of them having conversations. Okay, this is going to be a long video. So instead of the kids, having on headphones so they can't hear what's going on, they, Mom, why are we leaving? We wanted to swim. What happened? What happened to Kaylee and them kids? What happened to the kid? You go ahead and tell him, Brady. Brady was like, well, Carly, my daughter, is having the problems with her lymph nodes. They don't, they got to, the doctor got to do an examination and see whether or not it's cancerous or it's not cancerous. So they're not going to be able to come. Oh, darn. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Oh, darn. Oh, my God. So she like, yeah, so now we got to go back. I got to cancel all these reservations. I got to do knick-knack, paddywhack, and give a dog a bone. So he said, well, I mean, at this point, I'm just worried about my daughter. Is the daughter named Carly? Whatever. Her name going to be Carly today. I'm just worried about time. So don't you be sitting up there acting like I don't care about her. I do care about her. I care about. You don't seem like it. But this is the price that I pay for being with a felon, for having a felon as a husband. And you said, oh, so you got a felon as a husband. Okay. I should know I'm going to be disappointed. That's what I get for marrying a felon. That's what your mother told you. Ain't that the same thing your mother told you? Didn't your mother tell you that you shouldn't have married a felon? But no, you wanted to be in competition with the neighbor. And you wanted to go head on to get her sloppy seconds. And now you mad because her baby ain't feeling good and everything that went wrong. And here it is, you done spent over $1,000 of money that you ain't got. And then you don't have a babysitter because you just wanted to go ahead and smash and pass with them. And now the girl ain't going to be able to babysit your kids. So guess what? You still stuck in that double bed hotel room with them kids. Lips looking a little dry. Mm-hmm. Girl, if you don't go and sit your raggedy down. So she's sitting up there talking to Brady like he ain't nothing. Now you know that this mofo just got out of jail. You know he on the edge, he on the verge, because whatever he was getting in the jail, he ain't getting no more. He been with you this whole time, and he probably ain't had no drug fix, no drinking fix. He had a fix at all. Because I'm telling you right now, when they come out of jail, you don't know what they on. He already said he was on Suboxone, so evidently he trying to curb some type of appetite that he got for some y'all. So she's sending everybody up to the room. And I hate when these girls don't know these men and they send their kids with them. Because you can kiss my whole ass on that. But she sends the kids up to the room with him. She goes down there, I guess, to cancel the reservation. And he done sent her some flowers. So now all of a sudden her heart is soft. She couldn't wait to get them kids. They almost beat, they almost spanked the kids to get them to sleep. So she could go to the ice machine. I will never look at another ice machine room the same. I will never look at an ice room machine the same way because this nasty, you know what, went behind a month ice machine and did the nasty. And you sitting up there on vacation. You sitting your nasty out there on vacation and you go You trifling. Basically, Brady let her know down to the core of it, you knew what the you was doing and you knew who you was marrying. And that's on everything. You knew what it was. Look at your face. And that big, I don't know why you got that quarter sitting down there in your chin. What's going on with the quarter? Look almost like a 20-ounce Diet Coke top. The top to a 1 liter. No, matter of fact, that bubble that you got down there at the bottom of your chin is the cause of all of your problems. It's the cause of all of your concerns because you look like you done swallowed, and for some reason it'll cut down to the bottom of your gums, and that joint is sitting down and look like you got a 2 liter bottle top sitting in your chin. And you gonna sit up there and tell me something, I need help. What the did your mother tell you? I guess I'm going like this because I feel like everything. I'm sorry, what? Are we crying and saying we need help when you blew your mother off? When your mother was trying to tell you about this? When your mother told you not to marry him? And then the thing about it, you ain't had nothing good to say about your baby daddy, but he was the mechanic that was out there fixing your car, and he got you the rental car that you was in. And now you need help? Girl, if you don't, girl, bye. Girl, bye. I'm sorry, y'all. We up to a minute. I mean, almost an hour. I'm sorry, y'all. This is a long video because I ain't even. We got two more couples to talk about. Child, according to Amber, to interview him, don't even think that tomorrow I ain't doing a recap on it. I'm gonna have to do everything early because I got a friend that needs me to come over, right, and do some things, right. So I ain't gonna be home early, okay. And then I got work, what I'm saying, on Monday, all of that. So tomorrow I'm gonna try my best, y'all. I swear, to be out here early in the morning so I could recap according to Amber's interview with Michael that she did today. I think she just released a part one. I don't know because I had taken a nap real quick because I tired as okay. But anyway, I digress. We're gonna be out here tonight. We're gonna do Polly too. Okay. I'm doing Polly right after this. Just give me a little chance to, freshen up, and then we're gonna come back out with this to Polly because I want to cuss them out too. But anyway, so Kaylee has a date with Michael. She done told her mama come over and she wants her mother to, take care of the kids and everything. But the mother decides that she want to jump out there and be the mother of the year and give Kaylee some advice. Come on, mom. Now you know daggone well Kaylee don't have no respect for you or anybody else. She is just straight rogue and doing whatever it is that she feel like she want to do with her grown self. So, but the mother gonna step out there. Now we don't want her. Now didn't y'all want her when the mother stepped out there? And didn't y'all want to say, "Come on, mom"? Now daggone she ain't gonna listen to you while you even trying it. But okay, mama gonna step out there and try to give her some daggone advice about her relationship, and she basically cussed the mama out. She told the mother, "You don't get to care for me. You don't get to be trying to." All the mother was just simply trying to say this. I'm a little concerned about this relationship with him. Knick-knack, patty right, give a dog a bone. She told the mother, "You don't have the right. You lost that right when you didn't take care of me." She said, "All my life, you ain't try to protect me from nothing." Now I'm on two sides of this coin. I feel two kind of ways about it. Mom, if you won't deal, you can't come in as a mother. you're going to have to come in as an advisor. If your relationship is jacked up as you and Kaylee relationship is, you can't even come in as an advisor. You got to come in as you can't come in as an analyst. You can't come in there as a counselor. You got to come in as a listening ear, because as our children grow, even if you got a good relationship with your kids, they gonna make their own way just like you made your own way. And your role changes, right? From being a parent, someone who's guiding and protecting, trying to assist you and growing up and all of that. When they get to be a certain age and they start smelling themselves and they get a little taste of life, especially a relationship, your role changes. Now, maternally, it doesn't. I was just saying that to some of my friends. I don't care how old your children get, you still have that maternal instinct in your womb. It's all, we can tell mamas when something going on, when we need to be praying, when we need to be giving guidance, when we need to shut the up. We know. And those good mamas, you know your role changes as your child gets older. Now I'm a consultant. When you need a therapist, I be that. But I can't mother you anymore because that role is over. Nobody breastfeeds their kids when they get grown. And if you do, you're going to jail. Your role changes when your children get older. Kaylee's mother didn't take advantage of those opportunities. She just didn't. And so now when you come in and say, I want to be your protector, your child going to think back to how many times did you save me? It's just natural. It's just a natural human thing to think, how many times did my mother protect me in the past? How many times did I feel unprotected? So she cussed the mother slam out and told the mother, you don't get to do that anymore. I don't need you to protect me anymore because you failed at it. You failed. And some stuff you got to swallow when you a parent, because ain't none of us perfect. Now, you ain't got to be disrespectful like Kaylee, because I don't know why her lip wasn't swollen on the side. That type of stuff. But I don't know. Kaylee has an addictive personality just like her mother. But her mother's the last person that can speak to her based on what she did and she did not do. And you may disagree with me. I'm just saying there's certain things that you can't be to your children when they're grown. You can pray for them. You can try to give them a little guidance and some knowledge and stuff like that. But if your relationship with them is fucked up, you can't speak into their lives. You can't. And then that's when you got to make a decision on whether you're going to be there for them or you're not. Whether or not you're going to withhold money. You won't withhold your love, but you can withhold assistance. Don't come to me with don't come and ask me for nothing. Don't do none of that. You don't want to hear what I got to say, and I lost my right, then you lost your right to my wallet, my little pocketbook. You have, if they create boundaries, you match them with yours. But the mother is sitting out there getting verbally destroyed by her daughter, Kaylee, right? Because Kaylee has no respect for her mother because her mother was always a criminal and a drug addict. But what Kaylee doesn't understand is the way that she's been handling her finances is addiction. She may not be on drugs like her mother was, but she absolutely is addicted to spending. And therefore, she is causing a ripple effect. And she says that, she going to always be there for your kids. Well, let's interview the kids. Let's see where you've been neglectful from. What haven't you done for your kids, Kaylee? Parents who are on drugs and take their children through incarceration and all of that kind of stuff do not understand the damage that they do. I used to go to school with a lot of kids whose parents was in jail. And when we would have different things downtown at the school, you could see the whole life sucked out of them because they could not be represented by a family member. It's small that destroys their mind and their self-worth. And the thing about it is, how did she talk to her mother? How did Kaylee mother talk to her mother? How did she treat her mother? Because you reap what you sow. And so while Kaylee is talking to her mother in this tone and manner, did Kaylee ever watch how her mama talked to her mama? You don't get away with it. And now Kaylee is hooked up with this guy, Michael. The mother want to warn her about Michael, but she can't. She lost her ability and her right to mother. She lost her ability and her right to parent. And y'all may disagree, but I'm trying to tell you, she lost her right. Now, like I said, did Kaylee had a right to talk to her mother like that? No. She a whole asshole for doing that, in my opinion. But that's their dynamic. And that grew over time. And we just sitting back and looking at what has developed over time. Anyway, she wants to go out on her date with Michael. She goes on her date with Michael, and Michael lets her know flat out, you left me high and dry motor vehicles. I went to motor vehicles. So Katie is like, okay. And he tells her, she said that she was going to pay the fine and leave him $1,000 of it. She basically acts like she didn't know nothing about it. Excuse me. Whether Mike is her husband or no, Kaylee gonna pay for that shit. But anyway, he tells her that the fine was $6,000 and she did not do what she said she was going to do. She's very quick off the tongue. She's very sarcastic. She's dismissive. She's disrespectful. She's all that. And so is Michael. So Kaylee, when she gets backed up against the wall, you know what she starts doing? Acting like a child with a tantrum and throwing stuff around and just saying anything out of her mouth and wondering why her lip is busted like on the side. Michael tells her, which I think he was stupid, that he paid it because he had been investing. I wouldn't have told her nothing. Because what he didn't understand is it was marital property. Whatever he owns, she owns. According to Amber, he indicated that Kaylee was living with her ex-husband or baby daddy up until Michael got out of jail. Kaylee was living with a whole nother man while dating Michael in jail. Kaylee ain't. But like I said, tomorrow we'll talk about it. Yes, Dom Dom. She was living with her ex-husband, ex-boyfriend the whole entire time she was dating Michael. Yeah, I wouldn't have told her either, Beverly. I wouldn't have told her what I say. She throws stuff all up in his face and leave him down there, so now he's stuck. He got to go back to the halfway house, and she just leaves him. But you made you if you looked at her plate, she made sure she ate all that food. She made sure she ate that food. She's trying to jeopardize him. This is control. This is control and manipulation. It is. Because when he doesn't do something, she holds his safety and his freedom over his head. That's how I see this hoe, and I'm gonna get off of her because I really got some stuff that I need to say about Cyrus. Let me give y'all the poll before we get up out of here because I promised y'all a poll. I want to see what y'all rated this episode. Hold on, y'all. Hoping everybody is having a good time. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know I always like to see what y'all rated. Okay, I started the poll. Let's talk about y'all. When I tell y'all I don't like Cyrus, it ain't a thing about Cyrus that I like. Thank you so much, Lost but found 25 hyphen F1D for the 199 super chat. Which triangle was the worst on this show? Okay. Thank you so much, baby Philly Fox, for the 199 super chat. You know she made those reservations on Groupon. Okay. You want me to talk about Kaylee. Thank you so much again, baby Philly Fox Podcast. Where's Kaylee's responsibility at 37 years old? Okay. Thank y'all so much for the super chat. Y'all, I'm sorry I didn't see him in real time. Yeah, Crystal, you missed it. I did them in the beginning. But come on back for the replay, boo. Come on back for the replay. I hope that Dia gets everything she wants out of this relationship. Because the way she treats her mother, she deserves it. I don't like Dia or Cyrus. They downtown to the house. Cyrus said him and his mother close, but she ain't gone down to the jail to see him. That's some bullshit. This mofo sat in there and watched Jaden benefit off of Dia. He sat there and studied this relationship. And next thing you know, he is dating her. The kids are sitting up there looking. One thing. One thing about kids, they honest as I don't know what they were sitting down there like. I'm sorry, y'all. Them kids was like, what is going on with your mouth? Them kids was like, so like, how many teeth come? Cause you told my mother you got one tooth gone, but bitch, we looking. Bitch, them kids is looking. They looking at his mouth like a science project. They all like, what? How many? Wait, how many teeth is gone? Wait a minute, let me see. One, two, three. My mouth. No, that one right there. No, not that one. No, that one right there gone too. That's gone. The kids is examining the. They don't believe that. They said that. One thing about kids, they gonna be honest. He said, if they say how they go, like, what happened? Did you eat too much candy? Dear, if you don't want your kids to be eating a whole lot of candy, tell them that they his teeth like that from eating candy. You won't have no problem with them putting the candy down. Stop sneaking candy out the candy jar. Halloween, you'll be able to distribute out how many pieces you want. Just tell the kids that his teeth is like that because he was eating candy when his mother told him not to. Take them into a little huddle right before they go to bed and say, I got to tell y'all something. You remember when I be telling y'all that y'all don't need to have candy before y'all go to bed and to brush your teeth every night? Cyrus' mouth is like that, not because somebody hit him. Cyrus' mouth is like that because he was eating candy and wasn't brushing his teeth at night. Man, he'll brush their teeth. Go ahead and use that to your advantage. Meantime, in the between time, this mofo is out there with his mother. The mother is, hugged up on him and apologizing and saying he a good boy. She blames herself because she had kicked off a business. So, as any new business, you got to get it off the ground and you got to really slave over it. Instead of him helping his mother to create this builder or build this business for 4 years, he out there in the street. So the mother is taking on the weight of not being there for her son. I think it's honorable if that's the truth. I don't know whether or not that's the truth or not. Y'all let me know what y'all think downtown in the comments section. So anyway, she is, talking about, how she blame herself and all of that kind of stuff. Meantime, in between time, Cyrus said that he just enjoyed selling drugs. He enjoyed being out there in the street and all of that kind of stuff. So the mother, Dee's mother, is having a problem with this. The sister who I read her indictment and stuff like that to y'all last week, the sisters already said, I'm a straight criminal. I'm a fed. I'm not a state. I'm a fed. So it's New Year's Eve. He out there with his mother. His mother said, well, based on the conversation that we had, I went and brought her a ring. This mother cruddy. I went and brought her a ring. He opens up the ring, right? Oh, that's beautiful. And to me, the first thing he thought was, how much can I get for that ring? He said, she said, if you want to marry her, this mother said, I don't want to marry her right now. I don't know if she the one, basically. I'm in her house. I'm about to be in her house. I'm around her family. I'm making promises to her and her kids to be that man in her life. I ain't even gonna fake it with an engagement. I gotta see whether she worthy of me. The mother said, okay. Now, what y'all think he gonna do with the ring? Put it downtown in the comment section. What y'all think he gonna do with the ring? He act like he's somebody. He he's sitting up there telling lies to Dia. And she wants him so bad. She's such a sad woman to me. They go in the house and get to drinking, taking shots. They saying it's New Year's Eve. He about to take a shot, and then mother like, hold up. I don't like this. I'm uncomfortable with this. Why he drinking? What the is going on? His mother turns around and look her square in her face and says, Cyrus ain't got no drinking problem. That ain't never been his stuff. He don't even like drinking. So why the fuck is he drinking then? Is he that easily influenced, mama? What are we saying here? What are we saying? What you saying, Beverly? What Beverly's saying? Why she only getting the young boys from Okay. Let me see what y'all see. Y'all say he gonna sell something with the ring, smoke it, pawn shop, smoke it, pawn it, sell it for sure or pawn it. Pawn it, pawn shop, smoke it up. Everybody got the same consensus on the ring. Thank you so much, baby Philly Fox. Dia said he's family, houseway, exact. And her mother died. His mother, Cyrus' mother, said that the problem, alcohol ain't never been one of Cyrus' problems. Mama, you a whole lie. Because remember, you said you was gone for 4 years. So what do you know what the vice is? He didn't get probably charged for the alcohol, but that don't mean that he wasn't a drinker. That doesn't mean when he was doing this crack and selling crack and all the other kind of stuff, he said he was selling, that he wasn't one of them boys that was out there drinking, Ma. You don't know your son. You ain't even seen him downtown to the jail. For what? How many years he been in there? And he said people got busy lives. He threw shade at you when he said that, Mama. Out of here. Stand down. You a guest in the house. Stand down. And dear mother was like, I got a problem with all of this. I got a problem with all of this because I don't like this. And she's right, because it ain't nothing but a gateway. He drinking today, he smoking tomorrow. Thank you so much, Funerary Girl, for the $6.99 super chat. Maybe I am a prude, but I don't understand the need to do shots around kids. Won't do nothing around the kids. Nothing. You ain't no prude. That's how it should be. Glass of wine or beer, okay. The only purpose of a shot is to get hammered. They for cruise shipping parties. Thank you so much, boo. You ain't no prude. And that's why the mother felt uncomfortable. The mother felt uncomfortable. The fuck is going on? So the next thing you know, he told me, I don't know why she got a problem with it. What do you mean? Dia live with her mother. Her mother don't live with Dia. What's And you ain't got a pot to piss in, nor a window to throw it out of. If you think that for a person who has been on drugs that alcohol in the gateway, you ain't never been around it. Because when you're around it, you know absolutely that it's a gateway. It's a drink today. It's a joint, a little light joint of marijuana the next day, and on and on. And he graduates, excuse me, right back to where he was. If they say that Cyrus is locked back up at the end of the season, if Starcasm come out and say Cyrus is locked up, ain't none of us gonna be shocked. We ain't gonna be shocked at all. And then he sassafras. He was downtown to the jail talking all that crap. Somebody bust his mouth open, tore his grill up. He sassafras. So they all going to head down going down to head down to the fireworks, and everybody drunk driving while they done had shots. Everybody but the mama was drinking. So why they operating a motor vehicle and they sitting there taking several shots? And when you've had the opportunity, like myself, to see people who have lost their lives due to drunk drivers, you know that with every shot comes a point. You ain't got but 0.08 of them. And everybody in there taking shots and smoking marijuana, and they driving weed or whatever they was smoking, and they driving kids to go and see New Year's fireworks. Jesus. The whole family was at the fireworks. Dee's so worried being under Cyrus, but she don't have her kids with her. They thinking, okay, we just taking shots. Then they get down there, they late, and the mother confront her and him. Matter of fact, the mother's got enough balls to pull her to the side. I want to talk to you real quick, dear. Dear, like, okay, she said, both of y'all. I want to talk to his bitch ass too. I want to talk to him too. The mother said, I thought you said that this was gonna be about the kids. I did, Mama. It is about the kids, but you just showing up. The kids down here looking at the fireworks with us. You and Cyrus are stuck in traffic. Well, we were stuck in traffic. Mother said if we got down here in enough time to see this. If we had all left when we were supposed to leave, if you would have did that instead of lollygagging around and watching your man take shots and trying to be up underneath the crack of his, then you would have been down here and this would have been a family thing. The mother walk away. Cyrus comes out his mouth and says, I don't care nothing about what she was saying. I mean, I don't care. What she saying? The mother came back and said, I'm sorry, Cyrus. I said, I think me and the mother kin some kind of way. Because you ain't got no cause, you just ain't got no. The mother came back and said, I'm sorry, Cyrus. I overheard you say that you ain't give what I think. You don't care nothing about what I said. He said, I didn't say that. Mother, yes, you did. The mother said, then what did you say? What you say, Cyrus? Repeat that. Because I could have sworn that I heard your gumming. What Kevin call him? Pumpkin crackhead. What did Kevin call him? Did Kevin call him a pumpkin crackhead? Where's Kevin's comment at? Kevin called him a crack a lantern. Okay, he called him where's Kevin? Okay, Kevin called him a jack o' lantern mouth crackhead. The mother said, "What did your jack o' lantern crackhead say?" Because the mother said, "I ain't got to do. My daughter did fair time. I'm up here carrying a whole load with Dia. I'm helping her with her kids. What the did you say?" No, I just was saying I'm about to live my best life. You know, I ain't saying nothing about you. When the mother walked away, the mother was like, "That's just a check. The next time you say something, it's gonna be checkmate." Let me tell you something. I wouldn't be surprised if Starcastle came up and said that the mother got a record, because the mother straight came up there with her masculine energy. Matter of fact, I thought when the mother came up there that I saw a gold tooth in the front of her mouth. I was like, I know. I thought that tooth was white, but I think that joint is a gold tooth. Mama came back up there and was like, "What you say?" I heard what you said. He sat there and backpedaled and he popped. Mama said, "Don't get it twisted. Dia can make you think something she want to, but Dia know I ain't around playing with her either. I ain't playing with neither one of y'all." The mother said, "Watch what you say. It's checkmate next time." Cyrus backed up out of that. The mother's like, "Don't play with me. I ain't the one for you to play with." The mother straight chin checked his butt and then walked away. "Now get in the car. Go and collect them kids and get them kids in that car, and y'all going back down to the house. And Dia gonna sit up there and talk that old trash. If my mother don't accept him, then I don't accept my mother, and I'm gonna have to cut my mother. Fuck you. Go ahead. Go ahead." Because I believe that when you get a man and you know your man is with you, that you need to cut your mother off. The mother said, "Look, the reason why I'm up in your face and the reason why I'm checking you is because I don't want to have to be the one to keep picking up the pieces every time you're ragged go pick up some trash off the street. Every time your mom, you got something going on, I got to be the one to pick up the thing. This about the motherfucking kids. So the next time you shut up. And when I tell you no shots, it ain't done." That mother chin checked him. I could have sworn I saw her with one of them little skull caps on. Mom looked like she would be coming from around the corner in the alley. Mama seemed like she got some girlfriends that they know that camera is up on a corner store, and they got something to make sure that joint ain't recording at night. Mama looked like she would catch you on a back alley somewhere. Mama looked like she not playing, dear. Because she straight came back. And when she came back, she looked like she was gliding, like she was sliding to the side. She looked like she came back like, didn't she, y'all? Like, I mean, it was almost like a ghost out there. When the mother came back, the mother was like this on them. Cyrus. I thought I heard you say something. The mother didn't walk. She slid. She glided over that. Cyrus can play if he want to. And I'm going to tell you right now, the sister being quiet too, but the sister looked like she would be coming on a back pedal like that. The sister looked like she'd be like that on you, like this on you. While the mother coming in just straight off the cup. They look like they'll show up. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead on. Go ahead. I'm in the poll, y'all. Thank you so much for all the 1,200 of y'all that's out here tonight. I appreciate y'all. Let me put the poll downtown in the comments and see. Y'all, you know what? We're going to have to get to the point where we opening up the phone lines because I'm telling you, y'all look like y'all about it in these comments. I can't wait to go back to the replay and see what y'all comments was on because y'all seem like y'all is about it. Thank you so much, Terry Hayes, for the $2 super chat. Hello, Auntie. Got home late. Darn. I'm sorry, boo. You could come in on a replay and everything. Let me see. Thank you so much for the cash app, boo. I like that little picture with that helmet on. My dad used to be a motorcycle rider. What would you rate this episode? 3 stars, 49%. 4 stars, 35%. 5 stars, 13%. And 2 stars, 3%. I'm going to tell y'all what I'm going to get is. I'm going to go with the people that pick 4 stars. This was a 4-star episode because this daggone review is an hour and 30 minutes. It was a lot that was going on. If you missed it, you missed it. But I'm telling you, this was oh no, where the poll go? Okay, there we go. This was a good episode because it's setting up the next cotton freaking episode that's probably going to be 5 stars out this joint. They did a good job of letting us get a preview of what is about to go down. The next episode going to be 5 stars. Watch and see what we do. What we do downtown in the poll. They setting this up. It was a whole bunch of little nuggets, little pieces of what was going on downtown in this joint. I gave this a 4-star. So for the 35% of the people that gave this a 4-star, I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all. Okay, so I want to say thank you to Lost But Not Found for the super chat. Baby Philly Fox, 3 times. Thank you, boo. Thank you so much to Funerary Girl. Thank you to Kevin Jones. Okay. I ain't even see this Kevin Jones 708 said. Thank you, boo, for the 199. I believe Cyrus smoked his first. I think Kevin been cutting up in the comment section. I'm going to have to go back and see what Kevin said. Okay. And thank you so much to Terry Hayes for coming in up on her back and let her know and drop the super chat. Thank you so much, boo. Thank y'all to all of y'all. I appreciate y'all being here and I appreciate y'all being on y'all best behavior. Since Ray Della was out tonight. I love y'all. Okay, Don said Kevin been on one tonight. Okay. Well, y'all give me a chance to refresh and I will be back. I love you too, boo. I will be back in give me about 15 minutes and I will be talking about It's Polly. This is Polly. I love y'all. Okay. I love y'all. And until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the water. Bye, y'all.